I have no other way to show this. So I'm going to go through the process here. So I was futzing with the settings. I was going to try to take some screenshots, but it's really hard to explain. So I'm just going to go through this and do it this way. User profile. Go to my heart rate and power zones. Heart rate. You can see there my heart rate zones, and these were all done via Garmin. This is what they recommended me when I ran with the heart rate strap. So I'm going to go to my zones right now as they just sit at default. So this is based on heart rate reserve. And you can see 50 to 60%, 60 to 70%. My brain goes, okay, what is that in beats per minute? So there's the beat per minute right there. It does make sense because it just matches with the easy, and it basically matches how I feel. A little bit low because I typically run lactic threshold. But if I reset the zone here, it all just drops. And my brain goes, okay. So if I go back to my default, which is heart rate reserve, you can see the number at warm-up zone now is 30 to 44%, which is not really a warm-up if you're a runner. At least I don't think it's a warm-up. So it's more of like the 60 to 72%, which is a warm-up, which is really weird. So that really bumps up your heart rate zones. Now if I reset the zones here again, now that I've switched, it goes right back to where it was, 50 to 60%, which makes sense as you go up the line all the way up to 90 to 100%. If I go to my sports heart rate zones and go to my running, here's my max heart rate. There's the lactic threshold of 175. Resting 54 beats per minute. Go to my zones, and you can see the zones right there based on lactic threshold. If I go, what does that mean in beats per minute? You can see that matches up nicely. Most of my runs I've been doing in easy mode, which is 149 to 151 beats per minute. Now if I reset the zones here, it drops it way down, which then puts me in threshold at 149 to 151, which is where I typically sit. So my run, it might end up showing up as a tempo run or a threshold run if I'm running for a long time. If I go back to lactic threshold, you can see all of the percentages have dropped big time. If I go back here again and hit confirm, it goes back to the way I'm used to seeing them, which actually puts me in the beats per minute, which I can show you that again, which is easy zone 140 to 156. If I reset it again, it blows up and it puts me in threshold at the 149 to 151, which is typically easy for me. And I know because I have run threshold for 17 miles, and I definitely have a lactic threshold because I conked out running that fast. So I'm going to go back to lactic threshold, reset zones, and now we're back. So that is the best way I can describe this. Sorry for the goofy video. It's the only way I can describe it without sending a bunch of videos. Hopefully it helps. Thanks.